Are you a hockey fan? Love collecting memorabilia from your favorite players and teams? Then it's time to join 506 Breaks. Every week, we bring you exciting events packed with signed jerseys, pucks, picks, high-end cards, and more. From Montreal Monday to Toronto Tuesday, or the new Rising Stars event, there's always something for everyone. And for just $5, you can score big in our $5 Headliners event. Feeling lucky? Don't miss our fan favorite, Sunday Fun Day, every Sunday evening. All of this run by the man behind the magic, Stu, the place to be for hockey collectors. Join the 506 Breaks community today, where every event is a winning shot.
Well, guys, was it really a weight room injury? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like, how could you not answer any questions about it except to say that it was a weight room injury? Like, did somebody find him in the weight room? It would have been gruesome. Did you see how big that gash was? Like
it's massive. And the amount of stuff that's gone on in a week and a half, just the last week and a half.
Right.
I
originally thought the conspiracy theorist in me said Willie beat him up. Because I don't know if you saw that clip at practice where William Nylander skated by and kind of bumped Berube and they kind of got into it a little bit. And then Berube comes back with this huge gash over his head.
And then he makes the comment like, oh, no, I don't want to get into that today. And then he says, well, when the guys find out how it happened, they'll have a good laugh. So then one of the reporters said, oh, well, how did it happen? And he goes, no. I was like, then why would you say that? Why would you say everyone's going to have a good laugh if you can't tell us?
Just the guys.
Just the guys, you know, big morale builder so that, you know, they'll leave it all out on the ice for them, I guess.
How's that working out for them?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Matt, has your allegiances changed since we last talked? That's a interesting looking hat you got on.
Thank you. And you'll see that I am a lifelong Avs fan with all of the jerseys as well. I would say this is the most down I've ever been on the Leafs this year, right? Like, this is the first time I think I'm coming to the realization that we may not make the playoffs. Yep. At the beginning of the year, I still had faith, right? I still had hope. And then I came on and did this big rant and it gave them a huge boost. Like, we went on a roll after that, right? Like,
they did.
I personally cost Savard his job. Like, that's the story I'm going with. I ranted on this podcast about it and it goes all the way to the top of MLSE and Savard was gone the next day. Or a couple days later. But no, I kid. I am so low on the team right now. Like, I don't want to go on another rant, but how are you feeling?
I'm confused.
It's exactly the word I was going to use.
So there's some anomalies here. Like, if you've watched every Leaf game, do they lack heart often? Yes. But there's been some weird blowouts, and then there's been some weird, unlucky, like that Buffalo game, the first two goals were really strange bounces, and they just never, and we know, and it always sounds like excuses, but like I got going down the rabbit hole of different stats. 16 teams make the playoffs, right, fellas? Their goals for is 11th in the league. And they're like 0.1 off of jumping 3 spots because that's how close the goals for are.
Right.
Goals against 30th. So.
Oh.
It's like, so you're scoring, but you're letting in more than what you're scoring.
That's Leafs teams of old. Like that's Leafs teams from 3 or 4 years ago, right?
Yes. So it's not for lack of scoring. Actually, you're letting in way too many because you're actually really close to top 10 in scoring, but you're just getting smoked, obviously, letting in 7 goals and 6 goals and 5 goals and 6 goals. Like it's and then the penalty kill's good, which is weird because they're letting in so many goals.
Right.
They've dropped to 7th. And that's a drop.
They were up 4th or 3rd at one point. Like that's fantastic.
Yeah, and despite almost being top 10 in goals, they have the 24th best power play. So it's not on the power play. It's
not that we get a lot of opportunities.
No. That's another thing. I think you mentioned it last time you were on with Parros, right? And
Maybe.
The Leafs are the most penalized team since Parros has taken over.
For supplementary discipline.
For supplementary
not on the
discipline.
ice, but extra stuff. Yeah.
For extra stuff. They've had they're 31st in the amount of power plays given to them. Only Columbus is worse. And it's not much worse. They're very close. So they're they've been handed out the most discipline, supplementary discipline, like you said, but they've received almost, not quite, out of 32 teams, the least amount of power play opportunities. And then I just can't wrap my head around the Panthers being allowed to start on F the Oilers chant and Sergachev being allowed to flip the camera off on his way off the ice. Willie gets a $5,000 fine.
So do you want to go another layer deeper on that Willie fine?
You go right at you.
Who do you think gave Willie the fine this time in the NHL? So George Parros handles supplementary on-ice infractions.
Yes.
Colin Campbell has enforced and fined for off-ice activities. So he would have been the one that fined Sergachev for the flipping the bird, but he didn't. He would have been the one that like fines, people that say stuff in the media or do whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not this time. ESPN ran a story a couple days ago that for the first time in league history, the Department of Player Safety issued Willie the fine for his off-ice incident. So George Parros issued it, not Colin Campbell, who is in charge of that stuff. And apparently that's going to be now the de facto standard going forward, is that Parros will handle off-ice infractions as well now. But the first one happened to be against a Leaf in a policy that was never announced until after it was done. So
it's obviously affecting the player safety.
Yes. But did you see Willie in the press box last game against Buffalo? So it was the next follow-up. He had like a box of donuts or something delivered. And I don't know anything about the history. I don't know if this is supposed to be a joke or this was just weird timing, but there was a greeting card that he had open, and it was huge letters that said, "Thank you, Willie." And he's like reading it in front of the camera. And it's like, what is that? What happened? Is that just like randomly somebody sent the press box some donuts with a thank you card? Or is that supposed to be some sort of like a jab at what had happened before or what? But I thought that was funny.
May I add, are any of us able to do that? Could I phone something in and just send something to the press box?
I don't know. I was actually in Toronto for the Detroit game last week. So Wednesday night, my father and I took a midweek trip up to Toronto, and we took in the Wings and Leafs game. My father's a lifelong Wings fan, and I thought, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Is Scotiabank Arena really a library? Yes, it is. Jeremy texted me at the game, and he said, "So how loud is it?" And I said, "I think the Avenir Center in Moncton is louder for the Wildcats." And I'm being dead serious. I don't know if it's just the size of the building or whatever, but the fans are feeling the funk, and it is very difficult to watch a game live there right now.
Now, As some credit, I can't believe I'm saying this because this is like they're pretty famously bad in Toronto, right? You got all these season ticket holders and stuff. They're losing to Buffalo, and they come back, and then they go like with a beautiful goal, by the way, and then they go down again, and it's almost like they just deflated. And no sooner did the boos start to happen, which whenever that happens, my wife gets so mad, because that's going to work. Right, is booing them off the ice with 8 minutes left is going to work. And a "Go Leafs Go" chant started up loud enough that we could hear on TV.
Yep.
And turns out cheering for them doesn't work either. Because there was just nothing.
Yeah, but the booing got them fired up. They scored shortly after that, if I remember right. And this happened another time in the year. I don't know the exact game, so I'm kind of speaking at one side of my face here.
And Austin did the...
That's right. He scored and he did the, I can't hear you thing. Yeah. And it's almost like he doesn't realize that the fans are against him until they actively and loudly boo the team.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like there's such a disconnect between the product on the ice and the product in the stands. There's a famous quote from Marner back after one of the playoff losses where he was like, "Oh, we're basically treated like gods in this city." It's like... But you're actually not. Like, you know what I mean? No. Like, people might see you on the street and be excited to meet you and ask for an autograph, and that's great. But there's a big disconnect between the fan base and the players.
And there's something weird here. The last, 8 games versus the previous 10 before that.
Something happened.
And the 10 before that, even Austin. So Austin gets hot all of a sudden. He surprises a middle school by showing up with his skates and a stick when they were playing shinny outside. Right. And no photo op, no nothing, just being a nice guy. The captain of the Leafs showing up surprising these kids. Like, it wasn't like, because the Leafs photograph everything and they post it. They did not catch this one. And it was like, oh man, is he coming out of his, whatever this was, he's coming out of it. And then all of a sudden it just fell off. Like, it's all gone again. It was like, oh, that was a nice week and a half. That was very...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came back after the Christmas break. He must have had a big turkey dinner or something, and he just was a different person. He was fast. He was scoring, like you said. He was out in the community. He did his normal photo op with the sick kids in Toronto, which is fine. The Leafs are big sponsors and big proponents of that organization, and that's fine. But you just saw him in the media more, and then you go from that to someone who doesn't speak before or after the Vegas game and just kind of hides. Now, there is more to that story. I will say Jonas Siegel put out an article saying that no media requested Matthews before or after the game. Oh. And so that's why he wasn't available. But I'm pretty sure if Matthews stepped up and said, "I would like to speak to the media," he would be allowed to do so. You know what I mean? It is still a decision on his part as well not to do that, which is really uncaptain-like. That's just my 2 cents, right? This is a huge game for your fans. It's a huge game for your organization. And you don't speak before or after the game.
No, it's...
Seems off. You send JT out instead.
Yeah, I mean, we could go there, but...
I don't know, I feel like something shifted. I know this is really cliche, but at the beginning of the season, the criticism was the guys aren't playing for each other on the ice. It's all solo effort trying to do stuff. And the results weren't there. And then after Christmas came, we went on a big run. And you could see loose puck, multiple Leafs were on it. One opponent, multiple Leafs were on it. Layers and layers of offense and defense just coming at the team in waves. Mm-hmm. And now we've shifted back the other way almost. The Vegas game really bugged me. It really enlightened... and I'm going to harp on this again. I'm bringing it up again, so I apologize. But the disconnect between the fans and the team, the leading up to the game, the Leafs were all about, this is just another game. This is just another game. We're not getting too worked up about it. It's just another game. And Vegas is absolutely, it's not another game. This is huge for our guy, right? This is big for our player. You could see it when they walked it on the ice, and the player in front of Marner ripped down the jersey from the kid. I don't know if you saw that, but a kid was holding out a Leafs jersey with Marner's old number, and the nameplate just said sellout.
Yeah.
And and they were hanging it over the tunnel as the players walked out. And the guy in front of Marner, or two in front of him, like ripped it out of his hand so that Marner wouldn't see it. Their coach put an A on Marner for that game. He hasn't worn a letter all season, but in Toronto, he was an associate captain. And you could just tell that Marner didn't have a good game, but his team picked him up. His new team lifted him up and played for him.
Yep.
The Leafs, all about, it's just another game. It's just another game. It's not another game for your fans. Your fans were fired up. They were booing in the pregame. They were booing every time he touched the puck. Some people stood for his tribute and clap, but
they did.
For the most part, it was a negative crowd towards Marner.
It was.
And you guys laid an egg. You have no passion or pride for your team, right? They played for their guy and won. You let your fans down.
Yeah. For the fans, I did hear MJ say after it was actually when they played the tribute for Marner, there was some boos that laid off. There was actually a standing O in the building.
Right. Yeah.
He waved to everybody. It was super respectful. And the second the tribute was over and the whistle blew and the puck dropped, we're back to booing. You knew the assignment. Yeah, it was very.
But the Leafs did the same thing when John Tavares went back to the island for the first time.
Yeah,
the fans were vitriol to JT, and the Islanders were all about the message of this is a big game for us, and the Leafs were all about this is just another game, and they got blown out. I think they lost that game 6-1. It's just. There's no rising to the occasion. There's no fight. There's no hey, we have pride in the decisions we made, and we're going to show that. And that's what I think has me down the most. That's why I think I'm an Avs fan now.
I do agree with that. I think that is what has me down. It's that you didn't, even to win one of the two games against Vegas. Right. Leafs fans were on a high. We can't believe we handed Colorado their first loss in Colorado. And Jeremy's a hardcore Colorado fan. He's like, this is a different team. This is not who I watched 2 weeks ago. They're cycling the puck around and they're getting in front and they're moving different. Short-lived, real short-lived. I don't know, because Berube's style requires some heart too, right? You're going to forecheck, you're going to get that, and you're going to cycle the puck. And if they don't have it, they don't have it, and they're not doing it. So
just the homestand was just as worse as it possibly could have gone. 0-4-1 or something like that in a 5-game homestand after coming off a great road trip where we got 5 of 8 points.
First time they've gone winless in a homestand like that since the mid 80s.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible in all the wrong ways.
In all the wrong ways.
The last time they did that was the year they drafted Wendell Clark.
So what you're saying is we're getting in the mud for McKenna then?
Well, if we get to keep the pick.
I think it's top 5 protected,
top 5.
Is it not?
Yeah, you got to get into the top 5.
Wow.
Which means you got to get into the top 2.
I think we can do it. Yeah, that's true with the lottery system. Yeah.
What a weird place to be in. Because you're still just you're 8 points out, but you're just 8 out, and there is time. The problem is everyone in front of you is winning. So that's your other issue.
5% chance of getting in.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning are 13-1-1 as of last night in their last 15. And Sabres are on their longest point streak in franchise history. We can't catch them. And of course, Montreal's playing well, which I'm sure you guys have not heard from anybody you're connected with that are Habs fans.
No, that's a different beast altogether. But
I'm at the wave the towel stage for the season already.
Are you?
Put up the for sale sign. Let's start shipping people out.
So you want them to be sellers at the deadline. Who would you like to see gone?
I would like to see you try to keep Lawton, sign him up for next year.
Maybe play him more than 8 minutes a night.
Yes, please.
And see what it would take to keep McMahon. If that's something that we can do good, then you keep him. And then the obvious ones, I'd say you keep Matthews, Nylander, Nyes. Tavares probably isn't moving. Anybody else? Set sail.
So Easton Cowan, you'd see him go.
Well, I don't know if you'd send young guys if you're going to get much back in return, but
Every time Fraser Minton scores a goal for Boston, I cry a little bit inside.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Was Carlo worth it? Nope.
Like, I was excited for Minton. He and there's still more upside there. I cannot believe that. Like, I just think that was so. Anyway, that one still bothers me.
OEL has been fantastic this year. I would say just send him out while he's at the peak. Get whatever we can for him.
Interesting. I'd like to know your thoughts, Gary, on Morgan Rielly.
No trade clause.
In a magical world where that goes away.
If you can make his life miserable enough.
I have no time for Rielly anymore.
No, I would send him out as soon as he says that he's willing to accept it.
Yeah.
It's really too bad because I've always liked him.
I got his jersey hanging right in front of me across the room.
Yeah, like it's some of those things when you get attached to a team, like there's players you like, but then you have to, there's objectively looking at things and there's looking at things with your heart, and it's like stuff's just not.
Say, I got his jersey, you got his pants.
Yeah, I do have his pants.
There you go. You guys combine your powers, you might have a full Morgan here soon.
Yeah,
he's pretty close.
I may or may not have gloves, helmet, and jersey.
Then you don't need Gary. You just have a Morgan yourself.
No, I'm a couple blades away from a full Morgan yet, but no, I.
Who else is worth keeping? McCabe.
What happened to him? When Troy came over, he was fantastic. Like, it was like he was a different player, and now he's fallen back into his old tropes.
I'm curious after the Olympic break if people start looking more like themselves. If some of it is just schedule taking a beating.
I mean, they've had a weird schedule. They've had a very strange schedule, and that back-to-back Colorado and Utah
should never happen for any team. That is brutal away, back to back.
And like a little bit of jet lag, and then you're still out west, and then you've got one night's rest after coming home from out west, and you've got another. Like, there was no. I know other teams have to deal with that as well. It was just a very weird.
And look
that's
how
not
they're
the
going to
reason.
end. Look how they're going to end before the Olympic break too. You play Calgary, and then it's like less than 24 hours from when that game starts. You're playing Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
In general, like away, back-to-backs, I don't think should really exist, right? Like, it's one thing if you're home, but like having to travel any distance at all, like unless it's a short bus route, like I understand Calgary and Edmonton's not far away. It's like a 3-hour drive, but like just the logistics and your team getting in, and it'll be after midnight before you're in, and then it's game day within 18 hours or whatever, right? Like it's pretty rough.
Well, there was some delay, right, going to Utah. And they got
in until like 3 a.m. or something.
It was 3 a.m. Yeah. So you somehow beat Colorado at home, and you rewarded to not in overtime. You left later than you should have. And I don't know if you saw the interviews after. Like, I remember, like, I did not know that Troy Stetcher also carried all their equipment for them. Like, he was packing stuff. Like, we're getting out of here. Like, he was throwing stuff on the trolley. Yeah. So they're talking to Willie, and he's throwing stuff on the trolley, and he's trying to get out of there. And it was like, yeah, you find out. So like another game at elevation, back to back away, and they got in at 3 a.m. And they've had that situation a couple different times now. Like that is, believe me, if anyone's listening, that is not why they're on this little losing skid.
No. Say, any fan of the Western teams is listening to us right now laughing. But.
Yeah, just laughing, saying you guys don't know anything. Yeah.
No, but the amount of injuries this year, we've only had 3 games all year where Stollers and Wall are dressed at the same time. How many games have we had Tanev for? 12? Like it's what a weird, strange.
What did we think about Stolarz jumping into the game?
I thought we were past the Vegas game, Gary. But when he was talking about it, I was going to bring it up, and I thought, no, we're past that. We don't need to go back in time. I don't know if he got hit in the head at the gym or something, but what a decision by Berube. Like, why would you do that? Oh my word.
I like, did he demand that he wanted to play? They would have been better off with Hildeby.
They would have been. There was a weird comment after the game because they asked, like, because Stolarz was sent to the AHL for conditioning stint, but he never played a game.
No.
He only practiced like once. And so the reporter was like, what was the point of that, basically? And like, why did you make the decision to rush him back now or like bring him back now when he still had like the CBA mandated time he could be down in the AHL? And Berube seemed to allude that Stolarz called the shot. Like he wanted to play that game. And so Berube did it. And so the follow-up was like, you're the coach. Like you don't have your players demand that. Like, why would you? And this goes, you guys got me all fired up again. This goes back to the disconnect. Like, it is not another game. This game was super important. And you, for your fans, and you played a goalie who hasn't played in over 2 months. I just, ticks me off. Like, how is it so obvious for the three of us to see it, but not the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Like, it's almost laughable when you think about how stupid it is.
Yeah.
Like,
and he was really bad in that game. Like he could stop a puck, but he couldn't control a puck. Like, I don't think he made I could count on one hand how many clean saves he made where there was no rebound.
No, and that is honestly just goalie rust.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
But of course he had it. You haven't played. So why are you playing right now?
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gary, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I was over that. I was ready to move away from Leafs talk, and you just
opening up the wounds.
Had to bring it up.
So, Gary, I know you said like be sellers. I'm going to bring up some previous stats here. I'm just curious. Like, I know, like, obviously not sell everything, but if our goals against seems to be the biggest problem we have, not our goals for, which are like, I'm talking barely outside the top 10, which you'd take top 10 scorers every year, right? So what we're getting outscored is it all defense and goaltending that's the problem? Like Wall against Buffalo, 2 of them were funny bounces. And then there was another one that was a pretty soft goal. He should have had that one under the arm. That was, he could see it the whole way. The
flutter puck, yeah.
Yeah. That's, like, I don't know what you sell or what you go after. And, like, is goaltending even on the list? And if so, I don't know that anyone's available, right? Like, so that might be a moot point, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're talking about selling, then which goalie do you move on from? Are we even? I don't know I don't think we're even at that point yet. But
I know
eventually you're going to have to send Hildeby back down. I like him. And I like keep him. Wall and Stolarz, and see where you're at next year.
There's a weird thing I was explained to about investment, right? And how much they've invested in a player. So I know a guy, Matt, that he was called up and then called up again, and then he ended up doing a stint with the Titans. And on his first game called up, his first game in the queue ever, he shuts out the Wildcats. And then so they play him the next one while they have him, because he just had a shutout. And it was like he had like 3 nights rest or something, and then they won again. He only allowed 1 in. And then he won a third game that he played a couple games later. They let him play again, and then they sent him right back down. And he never got called up again. And I said, so what's the deal? Like, you did really well. He said, yeah, they've got hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in their other 2 goalies. And that's literally how that works. They would rather spend the time and money shaking them out of whatever funk they're in than... And part of me is like, yeah, but would you not go with the hot goalie? Like, I can't wrap my head around money or no money, right?
Right.
You're winning games. Anyway, Tanner probably doesn't listen to this, but he did go on to UNB to have an undefeated season. So, so that
he was on that team.
Yes, he was. So that happened, right? But I remember just thinking, like, really, like that is, he's, oh yeah, like they've got so much time and money invested in these other two guys that's not even on the radar.
Is that a good way to do it, or is that a bad way to do it? Like, it's the sunk cost fallacy of everyday life at that point, right? Like, so what if you've invested millions of dollars in an NHL goalie? If you're not winning games, doesn't matter, right? Like,
yeah, like I agree. It's very, yeah. I don't know. I think of, we don't talk baseball on here, but the Blue Jays, riding it out with Trey Yasevich, and like they compared how many dollars an hour he was making to the team, like to every batter that he was pitching against. And at one point, Ohtani's making like $43,000 a minute, and there was Trey's like $127. You know what I mean? And struck him out.
Yeah.
And struck him out. Like, and it's like, a win's a win, and a goal's a goal. And
yeah,
I don't know. I do like Hill to be.
Yep.
I feel like it's a coin toss between, because listen, when Stolarz is going, he's going.
Sure.
And he hasn't played much, so you got to give him that one. I don't know why he was playing in that Vegas game. Our D-core, I love OEL. I don't know what's going on with McCabe right now. He's not the same McCabe he was. He was playing better when they were losing all the time before the hot streak.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was
a
shutting
bright
people
spot.
down. He was awesome. Yeah, he was a bright spot. We miss Tanev dearly. Like so bad. The little stuff that he does, and blocking shots and getting in the way, and like Troy Stetcher has been a bright light. Even just with the heart that what he lacks in skill, he makes up for in heart. You're never in doubt that he tried his hardest. You know what I mean? To get it. That's the thing. No one
told him that he now plays for the Leafs, and he's not supposed to do that. Like, he's supposed to be stoic and show no emotion, and don't pump the crowd up after with his arms waving and stuff. Like,
I can only imagine,
chill out
Matt,
a little bit.
After he did that, he was told to calm down when he left the ice.
I don't doubt that.
You're in Toronto. Yeah, we don't amp the crowd up here.
We don't do that here. You come to the building, and we expect you to cheer and pay hundreds of dollars for tickets, and we don't care what you think. We're just going to do what we want. How dare you boo us? How dare you throw jerseys on the ice?
So I saw O-Dog talking to Chris Pronger today, and Pronger's suggestion was sell, rip it right down to the studs. Something's got to go, and he said one of the big guys has to go. He said, I don't know who you pick, but someone's got to go.
Did that,
and I remember thinking, yeah, and I was sitting there thinking, like, we did that.
Just do that. Yeah.
One of the big guys is gone, and it's not like his point totals are stellar this year. So, like, that was, if the Leafs were having a good season, that would seem like a wise decision. Nylander's been hurt a lot, and then if he was able to tweak something again that easy, that means he was also playing hurt for a bit. Matthews finally doesn't look like he's playing hurt. He looked like he was playing hurt October, November, most of December. Like you said, too, something just changed after Christmas. He's even moving different. Like, he's just...
Oh, yeah. He's like the Matthews of old.
Yeah,
like, he's quick, stick checks. His wrist shot is deadly.
Yeah.
Before Christmas, he couldn't shoot a puck harder than I could shoot a puck. And that's an exaggeration, but you get the point.
But for people, just
Nyes is definitely playing hurt.
He's hurt. Yeah, he is hurt.
He's definitely playing hurt. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but at this point now, the only Leaf to have not missed a game this year with some sort of injury is Tavares. One player. It was Tavares and McCabe, and then McCabe missed a couple.
Right.
Like, that's a problem. So
yeah,
the whole thing is, and I mean, do they need to be missing these games? Look at Berube. He hasn't missed a game.
Man, the people that found him must have thought that somebody had died. Like, it would have been such a gruesome crime scene. Like, I don't He cannot not explain that. I don't care if it's in exit interviews when he gets fired or if it's exit interviews at the end of the season, but he has to explain that. Like, that is an insane scar.
It's just usually we can pick out what's really wrong with the team.
Yes.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I can't. Like, there's no heart. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, right before you joined us, I was talking to Gary off air, and I just said there was something about, like, Buffalo scored and Buffalo scored again, and then here comes Toronto. Oh, now they scored again. Oh, look at that pretty setup to Domi. Like, they're really... And they were pumped. And then Buffalo scored again to go ahead again. And the second they went ahead again, it was almost like, yeah, see, guys, we can't win. It was like this instant deflating...
It's getting hard again, guys.
Yeah.
We don't do the hard things here in Toronto.
No.
We just live like superstars.
Like, it's I don't know.
So we've talked for this whole time about the Leafs.
Yeah.
Did you want to move on to maybe other teams with goaltending issues like the Ottawa Senators? James Reimer? Are you kidding me? He's back. He's back.
What a weird year.
What a weird year.
It's such a weird year.
I don't know if it's the compressed schedule, like, and people are getting hurt and people are getting burned out. Like, there has to be something that's happening. And then we're going to 84 games next year, right? Is that when it happens? We're adding 2 more games to the season. Yeah. So in 2 years' time is like the World Cup of hockey. So it'll be a shortened season. And then 2 years after that, perceivably, is the Olympics again, another shortened season. So you're adding 2 more games. But then every 2 years going to have like a 2-week plus shutdown of the league. So all the schedule is going to compress.
Eventually, you're going to have to start playing in September.
Yeah.
Shorten training camp.
So
start the season.
To add to your weird stats for the year in the East, if you want to talk about Ottawa for a minute, and I'm watching the time here, but they're the team that is just barely in front of Toronto for goals for.
Okay.
They're in 10th. Toronto's in 11th by like 0.02 goals a game or something. Like it's and they're also
how are they in goals against?
26th.
Yep.
Like you can't make this stuff up. You know what I mean? How can you have, and the numbers are almost the same in the sense that it's okay, so you're letting in as many goals as you're scoring, but you barely have a 500 record.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of 1-goal games in there. You know what I mean? Or the odd game that like you won by 4, but you lost the next one by 4, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's a wash, right? But yeah.
So who had the Atlantic Division top 4 being the Tampa Bay Lightning, Detroit Red Wings, Buffalo Sabres, and Montreal Canadiens at the start of the season? I mean, Tampa, sure. But they're just recently up there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the last 15 games.
I thought
accelerated.
I am shocked at, if I'm being honest, Florida's season. I'm just floored.
I'm not sad by it, though.
Oh, I'm not sad. I am not sad, but I can't believe
they are ahead of us by 2 points currently, though. So
no Barkov all season. Kachuk just came back.
Did you see him get rocked twice?
Yes.
Did anybody else smile at that?
Enjoy.
Oh, it was fantastic. Spawned the goalie fight too. Like, it was that game.
Yep.
Matthew Kachuk got hit twice. And so then Florida, of course, took a run at the guy that hit him. And then we got a goalie fight. First goalie fight in 6 years in the NHL. Fantastic.
First fight ever shared by the NHL on Twitter, right? Because they don't share fights. Yeah, that was a weird... It's like, oh, okay.
Interesting.
Did they give George Parros the Twitter account too?
I was just gonna...
a Florida goalie fight.
It's like you took the words right out of my mouth. I'm not kidding.
Amazing.
So I'm just on this goals for, goals against train. And Toronto is pretty massively outscoring Florida this year, who is ahead of Toronto anyway, because they just let in way less goals. So it doesn't matter that you're just, it's a strange year. Stats wise, it's a very weird year. I'd like to do a whole episode on Parros. Is that possible sometime? We could just deep dive into...
I actually got a phone call after my last rant, was told to tone it down.
Or you'll get fined.
Yep. He's going to take over finding off-ice conduct.
we will be the first ever podcast fined by the players' safety.
Well, if they don't fine you, they'll just send like a cease and desist. Like, you're not allowed to talk about NHL properties or use the name of teams anymore. Like,
strange number calling. Who is Gregory Parrott?
Oh my.
Oh, Gary.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
So anything else from last week catch your eyes?
Well, I mean, there was. It just feels like it pales in comparison, I guess, a little bit. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what happens when you have 3 Leafs fans on a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, no, and there was a couple little like trades and stuff, but nothing, you know.
What do you guys think about Panarin being held out until after the Olympics at this point?
I was just gonna. I'm assuming that's to protect an asset they're going to try to move.
100%.
So is it Florida, Minnesota, or Vegas?
Nothing surprises me with Vegas anymore. And it feels like a better... I don't know how Vegas would pull that off money-wise, but it sure... I just don't see him. His playing style, I just can't picture him in Florida, but I could absolutely picture him in Vegas. I could picture him fitting in no problem in Vegas.
I don't know. I think this speaks to the teams more than anything. Like, there's a lot of trades to those teams where I don't think they're going to, like, they don't fit the play style. And all of a sudden, they become a different player, right? Like this really talented player like Tarasenko goes somewhere and he just like, and then he starts throwing the body and he starts like hitting people and he starts forechecking and you're like, wait a second. Like, that's not what I expected to see happen. Like, it's just, I don't know. True. I mean, I guess it speaks to the team, right? So I'm just looking at his cap hit here. Panarin's, that is. So, where is he? He is a UFA after this season. So, 11.6 million is his current AAV just for the year. So I'm sure if they trade him, there would be cap retention, which there's new rules about how many cap retentions you can have on record and how often you can do it. So that kind of screws a little bit around. The Knights currently have 4.6 million in cap space. How is that a thing? Like, I don't understand. Whereas the Panthers have about 2.5 million. So I know you were kind of asking tongue in cheek which team would get them. Depending on how it's structured, maybe both of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think Vegas is more likely. They have more room. But I'm sure Florida could swing something by sending someone back the other way to free up the additional space. Blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's any predictions on where you think Kane is going to end up? Because it's become blatantly obvious he's going to move from Vancouver. That was short lived.
Nowhere. ECHL.
Oh. Feels a bit redundant, but that seems like a really nice fit for Florida.
Oh, he would be an absolute disaster in Florida for anybody that played him. Having the free will to do whatever you want on the ice as that kind of a player, man.
A hall pass.
Oh, there you go. I mean, there is some Habs news with the goaltending has been super unreliable there. If you want to talk about goals against, and they fired their goalie coach. He is gone.
Their goalies are very strange. like you got like Montembeault, who was like the third goalie for Team Canada at the Four Nations, and then doesn't even get a sniff for the Olympic team. It's just like, you know what, you're actually atrociously bad. You're not coming on. And then they had what was it? The rookie's name, was it Foster? Is that his last name? Fowler. Yeah. Sorry. And he flashed in the pan for a few games, and like it's just
he has the pedigree.
I give them credit. They have rebuilt a team over the last 4 or 5 years where they are pretty solid through and through, defense and forward, as painful as it is to say, but they don't have a goalie at all. Like they just do not have any goaltending, which means if they were to land somebody at the deadline, they could be a very scary team going down the stretch.
They are currently 28th overall for save percentage, team-wise.
Right.
With all those young guns in front of them firing on all cylinders, but they can't keep the puck out of their own net. That'll be their biggest issue. Yeah, and 24th in goals against. Yeah, 3.26.
That's a lot of goals a game to give up, especially as the games tighten up going down the stretch and into the playoffs. Like, you won't be scoring as many as you are now.
As a team, 3.26 goals against. The Leafs are 3.3. So there's that.
There's that. Yep. I don't know.
Yikes. Yeah.
Maybe we can score some Avs players. Jeremy's not here, but I can speak for the Avs as my favorite team. Yeah. They're kind of on the downturn. Like I think they have a losing record over the last 10 games, I think, maybe something like that. So I think they should just mail it in. Maybe their GM should write a letter to the fans about how they're going to rebuild. And maybe we could take McKinnon from them. I think he's not very good, so maybe.
I was eyeing up that McCarr kid. He looks like he's got a lot of promise, a lot of moxie.
And he looks like he's about 10, so we should get him when he's nice and young and he can spend a lot of years in the system.
Yeah, we got rid of our player that couldn't grow a beard. We need another one.
Avs are 4-4-1 in their last 4-4-2 in their last 10, sorry. So it's basically a disaster of a season. So I think they should be sellers as well at the deadline.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's obviously all said tongue in cheek.
Yeah, we're kidding. Yeah, guys. I know. All right.
It's very uplifting podcast.
I was just gonna say, Gary, I was like, well, this has been fun, sarcastically. And then you said, yeah.
But, I mean, we got to find something to end on a high note, right? I mean, you can't go out like this. How about that Busey in Carolina, who they picked up on waivers and is now a fantastic goalie? We could have had him. Remember when we were looking at goalies and we signed Reimer to that PTO? Oh, sorry. Whoops, I said high note.
Or Caden Primo.
Caden Primo. I forgot about Caden Primo. I actually legit forgot he was a player for us at the beginning of the year.
Just for a hiccup. Yeah, gosh.
Oh, man.
I know. It's a weird... I don't know. I mean, I'm not giving up hope yet, but I feel like I'm 4 games away from possibly waving the white flag.
Is there a meaning to the 4 games? Like, why 4?
That'll get us to the break.
Olympics.
And I'm just kind of... They are a bounce back team, but a frustratingly bounce back team. They put us through these waves. This one just feels more dramatic. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, they're playing so bad, and they come back from Christmas and whoa, who's this team? And like win, and a loss in overtime and win again. And then now we're sinking again, and they'll go on this road trip and beat a team they shouldn't be able to beat. Like, which doesn't make sense.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back to, yeah. So, I don't know. I saw two different percentages today of them making the playoffs, and one was higher than the other, so I'll stick with the higher one.
Were they double digits or single digits?
I saw 5%.
I saw 5.3.
Ooh.
And then FanDuel had 27.
What?
It depends more on what other teams do than on what Toronto does.
And I think that's the huge kicker. Like, even when we went on a big run.
Yeah, you're betting that 8 teams are going to have a horrible time from now to the end of the year.
Yes.
Not that, yeah.
Yes, and some of those games are against each other. And this last little bit of this homestand losing skid, and we're not ending on a high note at all, but for over a month, we knew this week was coming and that it was by far the worst part of their schedule. You know what I mean? Like, we're not acknowledging that part, but it's like, yeah, can't believe they lost at home to Minnesota and Colorado and Vegas. And it's like, oh, no, you can't.
And then you thought, oh, but they'll follow that up with Buffalo. Surely that'll be a win because Buffalo's terrible, right?
Nope.
Started it with Detroit, who was not good recently, but they are this year.
But they are this year. Like, it's just been very, they got to figure out how to stop some pucks here. I don't know what that looks like, but they're scoring enough. They're scoring enough. They really are scoring enough. They're not stopping enough. So I don't know.
So you called the Leafs a bounce back team, and I'm going to call this pod a bounce back pod because every time we try to go away from the Leafs talk, we're right back to it. I've tried 3 times to talk about other topics, and we're back here again talking about the Leafs.
That's fair. I figured that's what tonight was going to be. I'm not going to lie. The week we've had.
You've got an Avs fan here. Like, how could you be so disrespectful?
I've been, I don't know if you're noticing what I'm drinking, but I'm in my Gilmore Girls.
Your phase? So I do have a legit question for you guys, though. So when the playoffs hit, do you guys cheer for other teams outside of the Leafs? For instance, maybe a Western Conference team, or maybe once the Leafs get eliminated eliminated. Yeah.
Well, we're so close to Jeremy that I low-key do root for the Avs because the only way that ever be my team's problem is if they met in the final.
Right.
So I always felt
in
like
that case, it's just all fun at that point. Yeah. It's
all fun. So it's not, and then low-key, the only other team I kind of have a soft spot for is you'd like to see McDavid get his cup. You know what I mean? So I kind of, I don't know if rooting is the right word, but it's kind of, I wouldn't be upset to see him. Does that make sense? I don't know.
I like to find a likable underdog. Kind of like the San Jose Sharks or something this year.
Man, can you imagine? There's a high note.
I'd be fine with that, right?
Like, that kid is unreal.
Yeah.
He's turned that whole franchise around. That's getting, and now guys want to play there.
Yeah.
This is, that's, man, Kane's going to go to the Sharks. You watch.
He would just destroy that place. Like, that would be awful. Don't do that, San Jose. Like, look at what he did. He went to Edmonton. He wrecked them. He went to Vancouver. He wrecked them. Just don't go to San Jose.
Florida is the only, I'm putting that out there. Florida. It's the perfect match. Awful. Perfect union.
It does feel like, I can already picture him in the jersey. It does feel like, yeah.
I'd be okay with San Jose, like, going far this year, or like taking a big leap. Like, that's a good team. I don't have any animosity against them. They've paid their dues, right?
They're having fun.
They're having fun because they're nostalgic. Kids. They're loose. They're smiling. Yeah. If only we could draft a prospect like that, or like a high ranking player to change the game. I think we would have the same. We would be smiling on the ice, lots of energy, shooting TikToks and all that jazz.
I know. It's just, I know. It is what it is. But good for Celebrini. He's some fun to watch too. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Unreal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. It was nice talking to you.
What a high note we went out on. I really appreciate you guys inviting me on. Glad I could fill a seat today as the Avs fan.
As the Avs fan? Oh, that's too funny.
It's a lot of fun.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
I was feeling it too in a different way. I just, I went all green trying to go back to the old days, but yeah.
Which
what
are
can you do?
Nice jerseys, right? Like I'm a sucker for alternate color stuff. Like I'm wearing a blue Avs hat now, but day to day I usually wear like a gray Leafs hat, and I'm a sucker for alternate colors, right? Like not just the straight blue and white.
Yeah. No.
Or
I understand. I've got a red Leafs hat, and it always throws people for a loop.
Oh yeah, or like when the Jays, not talking baseball here, when the Jays wear like their July 1st like red uniforms and stuff, it's just
I love it.
Mint. I love it. Yeah. They
released a new brown hat. Yeah, I may have already. It's here.
Oh man,
That'd make me feel a lot better if we could talk about baseball. I could go for another hour, but
we don't talk about baseball here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
we just need Gary's sign to fall down again, and we can change it to like the Bush League baseball podcast or something.
Sounds good. All right, guys.
All right. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on. Keep your stick on the ice.